When I started my trading path, I was focused on way too many things and the wrong things that ultimately led to me wasting thousands of hours of my own time and tons of my own money. But after I simplified my trading and focused on mastering one simple strategy, my trading went from quite literally being a money pit to a profitable, repeatable, income generating machine. So whether you're coming in with some experience and just want to be more profitable, or you have zero trading experience, I'm going to walk you through the simplified strategy and fundamentals that took me thousands of hours to master, so that by the end of this video, you'll have the fastest clear-cut path to profitability without having to waste thousands of hours and dollars making the same exact mistakes that I made. So a quick overview of how this strategy works. I find that when I find areas in the chart where it's sort of moved away from its normal trading range and we're focusing on these significant highs and lows, it becomes much easier for us to anticipate when we'll get big moves in the market, which is going to open up opportunities for us to enter and get a really, really nice risk reward. If we're focusing on the sideways chop in here, it's almost impossible to trade areas on the chart like this because as traders, we want to trade into volatility. Volatility is a really good thing that opens up opportunities for us, whereas when the charts aren't really moving, there's not really that much opportunity for us. So focusing on these outside levels are going to allow us to play swings in the market. And the reason I like to target specific highs and lows on the chart is so that we can get a good what's called risk reward. So if I wanted to enter the market here because I believe the market is going to make a move down like this, I can risk say $50 right here. And if this does make its move down the way it did, I can make $150, $200, $250 risking $50. So say I'm risking 50 to make $150. I can be wrong 70% of the time and still come out profitable with my trading. Because the reality is even the best traders in the world are going to lose trades. This is part of the game. Looking at losing trades as something that's bad is something that you need to wipe out of your brain and completely forget, because these are going to allow us to get into opportunities where we can make 4 to 5x what we're risking when we put a trade on. And getting into positions where we do have these overextended parts of our chart is going to allow us to avoid all the nonsense that takes place here and focus on high risk reward parts of our chart. Now, in order to do this successfully, we have to be able to properly target these areas in the chart and be able to time when they're going to flip. Okay, these are going to be called confluences. We're going to use a few different things to find confluences so that we can over time increase the probability of us being right about trades so that we're not losing trades that we shouldn't be even taking in the first place. Now, I trade the system on cryptocurrency. We're looking at Solana right now on a 15-minute chart. The reason I like cryptocurrency is because the market is open 24/7, which gives me flexibility, and I can use up to 100x leverage, which means I don't have to use that much of my own capital to be able to take positions on high value cryptocurrencies like Solana so that I can stay away from these smaller bad projects. Okay, because for example, say we wanted to enter here, take profit at this level and place our stop loss here. Say we wanted to risk $50 on the trade. So even though we're only risking $50 on this trade, we still need to enter with 98 Solana at a price of 92 per token, which is right around $9,000 required for the trade. If we're starting with a smaller amount of money, using that leverage is going to allow us to take these opportunities, which is something that's offered in crypto that is not offered so much in a lot of other markets. Two of my favorites that offer the most leverage and the most coin selection are Bybit and Femex. And something that's really cool is they do offer demo trading as well, so that you can practice along with the things that I'm going to show you. All right, so let's get into the details of how we are to find areas in the chart where the price is going to flip. The main way I'm going to be doing this is by identifying trends on our chart. The best way to do this is to sort of scroll out a little bit on your chart and look at areas where you see the price sort of bouncing off of what looks to be like an invisible wall. Because all we're doing when we're reading charts is seeing areas where people are buying and selling, and we're seeing supply and demand imbalances, which basically means that the buyers are strong here and here, which is establishing a trend level. And if the price continues to bounce off that level, it breaks through it and then comes and tests it on the other side. We have a confirmation with this sell pressure that our trend was broken, which can signal the beginning of a new trend. Now, another cool tool you can use is something called the parallel channel tool. This is right on TradingView, which will allow you to say click from this low here down to this low over here, and you can drag up to your most recent high zone here. So now we can start looking before the price even gets to those levels where we'll likely see a contact point, which can set up important areas on our chart where the price can flip around. All right, so as soon as we have our break in trend, now we have the beginning of a new downtrend. Another thing that I like to do is go through my chart and see areas on the chart where the price likes to bounce off of. So price bounces up here, is bouncing down on the other side of this, bouncing down on this side. So I can sort of draw a box in here to find an area where the price will likely hit into, also coming up to the outside of my trend as a sort of layer of security where the price will likely reverse outside of. And I can use this to place my stop losses outside of. So we can be finding areas like this before the price even gets there, where the price will likely come outside of that trend, give us a really good risk reward area before the price flips down. So say I wanted to enter inside my channel here, place my stop loss outside of that bounce zone there with a 1 to 3 risk reward. So you can see price comes up to that level, breaks a little bit outside of our channel, and then comes down and smashes that full profit level. So let's take a look at another example. So we have this really sharp downtrend here where I can draw my trend line on. Then we have our price action breaking up, creating a new high, which is now taking this price action right here and giving us 2 highs. So if we have this high and this high, we can bring it down to this low. And you can see, once again, the price bounces perfectly off of that channel before coming up and making a nice high. Okay, another thing that I like to look for that a lot of people don't know about is the fact that I can use a tool called a trend-based fib extension off of the lowest move before the one that we're trying to anticipate. And I can click off of this first sort of move that we're getting on our chart. So if I first click from this point up to the highest point before it has that little bit of a pullback, I can click right in there. I can click back down to match it up with that lowest point over there. And you can see this is going to give us what are called Fibonacci multiples, where the price oftentimes comes into and then reverses off of. And what I like to do is look at this tool and see if one of these Fibonacci projections are going to match up, ends up coming in contact with the outside of this trend. These are just giving us added layers of what are called confluence to help assist us where we think the market is going to turn around. One other really cool thing is something that I've coined as an overside underside retest, where basically if we have our horizontal layer, we have our 1, 2, 3, and this is our 4th contact point. We can also see if there's any trend levels like this one, right, that are going to be lining up nicely with this one, this one, this one, which is also adding another layer where the price is coming up to that trend and is bouncing off the other side of it. The more confluences you have in one zone is going to give you a higher probability of you being right in the trade. That's going to help you not take trades that you shouldn't be taking and make sure that you don't blow your account up. Let's go over a more clean-cut example of doing this, because these trends are everywhere on charts. And the more you start practicing this, just put headphones in and start drawing trends along your chart, and you're going to start seeing a lot more trade opportunities that you can then practice taking these trades, because there's trends all over the chart. We have this trend right here, we have trend right here, we have a really sharp uptrend right here, another downtrend right here. You can see price hit off of that, now it's hitting off the underside. So there's trend opportunities all over your chart. You just have to understand how to look at the chart to start finding these opportunities. Okay, so let's take a look at another example. So step 1, let's find a trend that was broken. Price breaks out of our trend, which means that now we have this low point and this high point. We can start looking over here to see if there's any areas where the price was responding nicely. So I see a bounce point here off of our new founded price. So we have these two levels where I can then draw down to this most recent low, and you can see price bounced perfectly off of this level. Okay, you can also see that this was a really super important area where the price liked to bounce off of over here, and also over here. And so when you do find these trade opportunities, a little sort of gem that you can throw in there, if you will, is using something on TradingView called a fib retracement, where you can click from this lowest point up to your highest point here. And that's going to give you all of these lines in here. You can see this 61.8 is called the golden ratio in Fibonacci. If you have your trend responding off of that same exact 61.8 level, this is also another layer of confluence that can really help you find areas where the trends will likely reverse. Now, I'll give you a tip. It's really tempting to get into using a ton of crazy indicators, but when you're starting off your trading, you should really understand how to trade trends, how to read supply and demand, and use things that are non-reactive indicators. All right, so say we wanted to buy on the outside of this channel, we can put our buy order here, place our risk management there. All right, we still need to know how much to enter the market with so that we're not just entering with willy-nilly random amounts. So I'm going to use something called the InevitTrade position size calculator. This is a calculator that's free for everyone to use on TradingView. Okay, if you head into the description of the video and go into our Discord, you can go into this public area right here where it says resources, and you can download this entire suite of trading tools that I've put together for you guys. It's going to give you access to all the tools that we use when we're taking trades, so you can start using this stuff for yourself. Once you add this to your TradingView, you can click into indicators and hit on the position size calculator. Then wherever you want to enter the market, you can click enter here, place your take profit up in the middle part of this channel, place your stop loss here. This is going to allow us to risk, say, $25 on the trade. It's going to show us exactly how much we have to buy to risk $25 on this trade. Now, as far as knowing how to get out of these trades at the right time, a really cool way is by using a tool called an RSI, which stands for for relative strength index. So I can go ahead and add that to my chart here. And you can see there's 2 dotted lines. Okay, we actually offer our own version of this, which is a little bit better if you also get the InnovaTrade Trader tool suite. But for the sake of example, we're going to use the standard RSI on TradingView. So you can see anytime this purple line goes outside this dotted line on the high or low point of our RSI, you can see this was the exact point where the price basically hit off the bottom of our trend. Anytime you want to trend follow, this is a really cool tool that once the purple line goes outside the top, that would have happened right at this level here. So if I click and adjust my InnovaTrade position size calculator, that's going to give you a profit of $80 just by following this simple RSI. Did the move make a little bit higher of a move? Yes. That also gave us an RSI highlight over here and would have been a $109 profit on that trade. So RSIs are really good at finding areas in the chart where the price is likely to flip in reverse, but it is a reactive indicator. So a lot of the times this is going to look a lot more clear and obvious in hindsight than it is in real time. Just something for you to keep in mind. All right, but enough of the theoretical charting. Let's go over a real trade that I took here on Sand using all of these confluences. Let's just break down the entry of the trade in the process, and I'm going to show you how it ended up unfolding. So you can see we had our trend break here with my low here, my high, and then my lows down here, where I drew a trend line to try to anticipate where the price would likely reverse. Okay, we also had an area here where the trend was broken, bounced off the underside of, so the price was likely to come into this intersection point and bounce off of it. We also had this resistance pocket here, right, where the price once again was likely to reverse. So when I saw the candles moving like crazy up to that level, I was like, this is going to be a great area to take a short position. Okay, so I'm over here actually trading on Femex at the time. So like I said, one of the exchanges that offers that high leverage. Okay, you can see I'm putting in my order price. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Oh, I'm trying to find a calculator. So you can see right now I'm actually manually calculating my position because I was sort of in a rush trying to do this. All right, you can see I'm risking $500 on this trade, which is going to give me the amount of units that I need to enter into the position with. All right, so you can see I have my orders in. I'm using 35x leverage here. All right, and the price is sort of teasing to enter here, but I knew that this was a really volatile move, straight up candles. There was a good chance that this would break off of that zone, which is also something that I really like to see. See, I entered in over here. I think I went a little bit negative on this trade for a bit, which also, you know, you got to get used to dealing with, right? You can see I was down about $200 and then we do get that flip. What I've noticed is the best trades that I've ever taken, I haven't been in loss for that long. Usually they flip to profit pretty quickly. So I saw the volatility candle in here. I'm up about $200 on the position. It sort of tries to break higher here. And then we do start to get that big sell-off in price reacting really nicely off of that trend. So now we're up around $1,000. All right. And then we started to get the price to sell off extremely fast. You can't really expect for these trades to sell off this quickly usually, but right now we're up $2,400 and we ended up closing out $2,700 on this trade. So you can see if you have a foundation where you can be getting in, following trends and giving yourself good risk reward, you don't have to be right most of the time to be able to be profitable. Okay. This is the actual path to profitability where you can add extra layers of conviction over time to be able to put yourself in the best spots for trading and get those high risk reward trades. Okay. I have tons of other videos talking about all sorts of these systems ranging from very beginner to more advanced. So take your time, go through the channel if you liked these concepts, and that will allow you to learn a bit more. We also have an entire Discord community where we're putting trade ideas out for you guys for free. Okay, you can chat with other traders in the markets. You have access to all sorts of resources. Okay, if you're still here, make sure you hit the like button if you found value in this video. Subscribe and turn the bell notifications on if you want to know when I drop videos to stay up to date with the channel. That's all I have for today, guys. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video.